up, we have the young prince of San Francisco. People running back, but we have the young prince of San Francisco, Jack Keller, Charlie Hunt. She is a mother you do not want to mess with. Stuff you see on the show, and he also plays Big Otto, Kurt Sutter.
Thank you.
So Kurt, I want to start with you. What can you tell us? Last season ended, Abel's kidnapped, Gemma's fugitive. What's coming up?
Family picnic. We begin season 3 about 3 or 4 days after season 2 ended. We're dealing with the consequences emotionally and for Gemma legally of the baby being taken and Gemma being on the lam, and they will really be two of the major obstacles that sort of guide us this year.
Okay. Now, I mean, does the kidnapping and Gemma being a fugitive, that puts sort of the civil war in the club on hold between Jackson and Clay, doesn't it?
It does. I think, for me, the Civil War really kind of, that scab began to form the minute Clay put his hand on Jackson's shoulder at the end of episode 10. And like everything else, those relationships, those conflicts, they don't go away. They get scabbed over, and you need to put them on the back burner so you can kind of move on with your life. And at some point, that scab will get resolved again, and as it usually is in life, it's much more painful the second time around.
Well, I want to talk about that scene, because that scene where Gemma tells Jackson Clay about what happened is, for my money, the best scene on any television show in the last year. So, two actors, what was sort of the atmosphere on the set like for that, and how do you feel that your relationships with each other changed after it?
I think that it was kind of a simple day, actually. It was a pretty quiet, simple day, and we'd all been living in this world of, well, they live in a world of secrets anyway, but this was, everything as happens there was starting to fall apart, and I think it was just, the words were so well written that for me, it was just about saying the words.
It was kind of a relief as well. We had been contemplating this game and dancing around the secret for so long that I'm sure, at least for you, it was just a relief to tell us.
Yeah.
But I think, Charlie and Ron, how do you feel that Jack and Clay are relating to each other now? Have they put all the other stuff aside, or are they still holding those roads?
I think that, we kind of were dealt this pretty brutal 1-2 hand at the end of last season between finding out what happened for me to my mom and then having my baby taken. Everything else needed to, fall back a couple of places. So, and I think moreover, as you will see in the beginning of season 3, I don't really handle this very well, and so I really need Clay to kind of guide me through it and make sure I navigate this in the right way. So I kind of, it really focuses around, not only do I kind of put my animosity and reservations about Clay on the back burner, I really kind of seek guidance from him.
Ron?
I'm sorry?
does Clay stand vis-a-vis Jax at this point?
It's all hands on deck, you know, the day that he gets kidnapped. This is one of the great dynamics of you know, the further along we go, the more we realize it's basically a family drama. It's always been a family drama, but it becomes more and more emboldened, you know, in our minds that when, you know, external events override everything, and it's all hands on deck for the preservation of the innocent. Everything goes on the back burner, you know. I take Kurt at his word. I'm sure that at some point Clay and Jax will finish this little dance that they started, but the exercise in season 3 is not that one.
Yeah, we needed a little time to recover from that last fight.
How long did that take to shoot?
As with everything, I'm not sure, about an hour and a half. We don't, you know, have the luxury of time. I believe it's kind of pretty standard for most hour-long dramas now. I think it used to be 8 days, and now it's 7 days. But, you know, we shoot the show in 7 days, so there's not much time to kind of stand around and discuss angles, you know, we just got to get in there and do it.
Now, Katie, I'm wondering, what was the day like when Kurt comes home? Was it in the office or at home when he tells you what was going to happen in Gemma last season?
I think it was home. It was at home. And, you know, I'm never really shocked by what my husband has to fill me in about. Mostly because what he doesn't come from a gratuitous place. It wasn't like, oh boy, this will shake it up. He explained it to me in a way, he explained the whole arc of the season to me, and what the ramifications of that act were, and what the journey it would take everybody on. So it made sense to me. And as an actor, you know, you're always kind of looking to push the envelope, so this was definitely an opportunity for me to do that. So it wasn't, Kurt's pretty good at what he does. I was pleased to hear it.
Now, speaking of being shocked or not shocked, Charlie, did you reach a point at which you just sort of got used to the things that you were going to be asked to do, perhaps in the season 1 Corpse Adjacent Sex scene?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it all makes perfect sense to me, though. I don't know if that means I'm a lunatic, but I never, you know, it all just always seems very, very organic. You know, as kind of outlandish as some of the things that we end up doing are, it always comes, I always feel like it's very, very rooted in the reality that was created for us. And I never feel, I have to stretch myself emotionally to get to some of those places that, you know, Kurt wants us to get to as an actor, but I never have to stretch my mind to logic what we're actually doing.
I mean, are these characters any harder to leave at the office than some other roles you played, you know, undeclared married with children or something like that?
This is easier for me than approach. I don't know why, but maybe I'm just a criminal at heart. But I just really, I don't know, I really just dig what Kurt's doing, and really, I feel like it tracks from moment to moment beautifully, and I never really find myself questioning. You know, there was some questioning to begin with, just to figure out exactly who this guy was, and once he was off on that journey, it really just kind of materializes, you know, in a nice way.